Good evening, tribe. Um, I wanted to talk this evening about healing, and I'm going to need your help with this. Um, right before I started doing this video, my thoughts went to a concept that I talk about in the book, where you have objectivity and subjectivity. And it's a principle that I talk about as it relates to where those two aspects or principles belong. Specifically, subjectivity is an individual thing, and objectivity is a group thing. Um, so, when we talk about healing, what I'm beginning to discover is that there is a process to healing, but healing itself is not a process. And this is where I need you guys' help and where I need to talk about subjectivity. So, one of the things I'm discovering is that our walk with God, with Source, with the Creator, with Jesus, however you characterize the source of creation, um, is an individual one. So, as far as our individual healing is concerned, that's going to be an individual journey. But the reason I wanted to really talk about this whole healing thing and how it's not the healing itself isn't a process is because what healing is, what I'm discovering healing is a uh, state of mind, a way that we think. Before I embarked on my healing journey, one of the primary things in life that I did was try to hold other things and other people accountable to varying degrees for my decisions and for the way my life turned out, or is turning out, or was turning out. And what the state of mind that I'm operating in now is that every person is either directly or indirectly responsible for every problem in their life. So while I still have human tendencies like any other human, the healing part is I look at them differently. There's a scripture that I like that talks about when someone becomes saved. I'm not sure I like that characterization, but when someone is a child of God or a child of the Most High, one of the things that happens is they start to see everything different. And the reason they see everything different is because their perspective changes. Um, there's the scripture that I was alluding to talks about uh, something to the effect of all things become new. And that used to always make me wonder, what the heck does that mean? I have the same eyes, I have the same hands, I have the same body, I have the same everything. So what is that talking about? And what I was shown was a picture of someone putting on some red colored goggles. The only thing that changed is what I was looking through. Now everything looks red because the goggles were red. That's what I suspect that scripture is talking about when it says that all things become new. All things become new because your perspective changes. And the perspective that we change to in this era or space of healing is that we hold ourselves responsible, not only for the things we do, but we hold ourselves responsible for loving ourselves. It's not my mother's responsibility to love me. Yes, she can love me and it's wonderful. It's not my friend's responsibility to love me. Yes, I would love for my friend to love me, but loving me is my responsibility. Taking care of me is my responsibility. Solving my problems is my responsibility. Um, so what we start to see then is an operation of the mind, something in the mind changing. Um, and without getting too deeply into it, because I'm not too well versed on this portion of it, but um, the scriptures talk about us being transformed by the renewing of our mind. Now, what the messages that's out there is that no, we're transformed by some magical being that comes in and plucks you up and heals you and changes you. That is a lie from Satan. That's not how it works. God has facilitated healing. Healing is available because of the Almighty, but we have to do some work to be healed. We have to participate in that. That being said, the ability to do that comes from God. 100% comes from God. What I'm saying here is it's about a perspective, it's about a way of thinking, it's about taking responsibility for our lives, and it's about not having expectations of others, rather having expectations of ourselves. And what I have found to some degree, and what I have certain expectations of, is that once I get into that mindset of renewal, that mindset of healing, then I will draw those renewed and healing things to me. And as a natural result, or before that happens, I should say, things that are unhealed, including things in me that are unhealed, are going to leave. They're going to go away. And the physical evidence of that is going to be perhaps certain habits changing, certain perspectives changing. Um, but the ideal is that the transformation happens because our minds are being renewed. Don't get talked into that foolishness that all we have to do is pray and accept Jesus and we're healed. That is a lie. That's not how it works. We are healed through the renewing of our mind. And there is a process it takes to get your mind to that place where it can be renewed. And that process cannot occur unless it is facilitated by the Almighty. I'd like to thank those who purchased my book. It's called Peculiar Things. You can purchase it at www.peculiarthings.org. It's on Amazon, Walmart, and several other outlets. And again, we are transformed by the renewing of our minds. There is work to do, folks. Blessings and peace to the collective.